Shalom, it's Brother Kasha Kwala from the GMS Atlanta camp.
Oh, y'all.
First and foremost, we want to give all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who go well. Peace, love, salutations to the elect 144. And we want to get something quick about death, because these times that we're about to enter into, it's a high possibility for some of the men of the Lord to get put to death for the name of YAHAWASHI. I'm going to jump right into Revelation 20 and 4. And then, yeah, Revelation 20 and 4. And I'll just roll with the spirit after that.
Revelation 20 and 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of YAHAWASHI.
And I saw the souls that were beheaded for the witness of YAHAWASHI. All right? Those are going to be the elect men. Those prophets that have been out here prophesying for years on out. All right, that's a very vivid vision that John the Revelator saw, man. And that's a very serious action, because that shows you that those men were steadfast, and they kept the Most High put the spirit on them to be like, Lord, fuck it. Forget it, Esau. Cut my head off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Continue on that.
It says, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of YAHAWASHI and the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither have received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with YAHAWASHI 1,000 years. See, that's heavy into what's going on right now, because that mark of the beast is out. They didn't take that chip. They didn't fall into any other philosophies or doctrines. They kept the name of YAHAWASHI, and they ultimately died. Give me Psalms 116 and 15. Because those right there in Revelation 20 and 4, those are the elect men it's ultimately speaking about. The whole scriptures is talking about the elect and the 1/3. All right? And magnifying the Most High through the Son's name. Go ahead. Psalms 116 and 15. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of the saints.
Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of the saints, man. Who are the saints? The ones who overcome. Who are the ones who overcome? The elect. The ones who are already predestinated. All right? Precious in the sight of the Lord, the death of the saints, man. That's almost like, you know, because the Most High YAHAWAH is looking at you like, man, you did a good job, you know what I'm saying? You died for me, you know what I'm saying? You kept it till the end, until death, you know what I'm saying? That's a precious thing.
It's honorable. It's honor. You have such thing as an honorable death. There's no more honorable. There's not a more honorable death than dying for YAHAWASHI. All right, dying in this truth, because you know that's. Who else would you die for? Are you gonna die for the Lord? I mean, you know, are you gonna die for the Lord, or are you gonna die for a 2/3 nigga? Are you gonna sacrifice your life for you know, basically stuff that has no value? You know,
you got to know this too. The elect 144, not all of them are gonna get, you know, beamed up. Some of them will actually die and be already on the chariots. All right. And the brother was talking about honorable and dishonorable deaths. And we're going to get some examples of them, such. Give me Acts chapter 7, start at like 56 something. Because those men, especially in the book of Acts, those men, they died honorable deaths. It may seem like gruesome and like a judgment, but they died in the truth. They died in the faith. You know what I'm saying? Because you got these other scoffers, you know, falling out of camps and, you know, talking shit. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have a dishonorable death. Because ultimately they're going up, they don't know who they're going up against. They could be going up against a man whose spirit is precious and very close to YAHAWASHI. You don't know who you're talking to.
Yeah,
all right?
That's why the scripture said, touch not mine anointed. You know?
Exactly.
But this is Acts 7 and 56. And said, behold, I see the heavens opened and the Son of Man started. I can go down to. You want me to start out?
Yeah.
Okay. 54. Acts 7 and 54. And when they heard these things, they were cut to the heart and they gnashed on him with their teeth.
This is talking about Stephen, all right? They were cut to the heart because Stephen brought out the history, all talking about everything. And from the Old Testament, he brought out history and showing them that they pretty much, y'all some niggas, you know what I'm saying? And he was cut him to the heart. And they're gnashing at the teeth like, Stephen. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
It says, but he, being full of the Holy Spirit, looked up steadfastly into heaven and saw the glory of the Most High and YAHAWASHI standing on the right hand of the Most High, and said, behold, I see the heavens open and the Son of Man standing on the right hand of the Most High. Then they cried out with a loud voice and stopped their ears and ran upon him with one accord and cast him out of the city and stoned him. And the witnesses laid down their clothes at a young man's feet whose name was Saul. And they stoned Stephen, calling upon the Most High, saying, YAHAWASHI, receive my spirit.
Come on. That's an honorable death right there, man.
Yep.
He went out in the faith, man, calling on YAHAWASHI. Man, what he saw, that's a heavy thing too, man. He saw the Most High in the sun, standing on his right hand side, while getting stoned. That's an honorable death, man. That's an honorable form of expounding.
Yeah. I mean, we may have that same vision of YAHAWASHI while, Lord willing, we make it, we keep the faith. But, if it be so happens where where the Lord takes our lives, all right, it's going to be a beautiful thing. We're not really going to be so much thinking about, our minds are going to be so elevated at that point where it's going to be beautiful to us, being able to actually witness, okay, because I even think like, how am I going to die? If that be my, path, if that be my lot, it's going to be beautiful just to witness. It's going to be like a movie. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you going to actually witness, what's going to happen, how everything is going to play out, But I'll just read it again.
Oh, I mean, I was going to get an example of like a dishonorable death.
Okay.
Go to 1 Maccabees, chapter 2, and 23. Because, you're gonna have your honorable deaths, you're gonna have your dishonorable deaths. Niggas who go against YAHAWASHI.
First, it's like 1 Maccabees 2 and 1.
2 and 23.
Okay. 1 Maccabees 2 and 23. Now when he had left speaking these words,
okay, because who was that, Mattathias, if I'm pronouncing it right?
Yep.
He had pretty much a big oblation going up against the white man who came in, because at that time it was like the Greeks coming in to Hellenize the Jews, make them go off, all right? So Mattathias came up and was like, man, fuck whatever you have going on, I'm gonna keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father that he established from the beginning, all right? I'm not gonna go against what I have, pretty much life, all right? Keep going on that.
Right. It says, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all to sacrifice on the altar.
A nigger, after all that Mattathias has said, he's still gonna come up to the altar and do what the Greeks told him, and go against YAHAWASHI. Keep going.
On the altar which was at Modin, according to the king's commandment. See, according to the king's commandment.
Yep.
Which thing, when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal, and his reins trembled, neither could he forbear to show his anger.
He was pissed off, man.
Yep.
And he said, according to the king's commandment, Antiochus Epiphanes, he put out that woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. He put out a decree to offer up swine on the altar, an abominable animal, defile the Lord's temple. Ultimately, another example of the Lord's temple is the Israelites as a people. You yourself are a temple. And going back to the book of Corinthians, all right, he defiled us as a people, and he still went up and sacrificed. Mattathias was pissed, man. Keep going on that. Verse 24.
Neither could he forbear to show his anger according to judgment, wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar.
He ran and slew him upon the altar. He killed him. That's a dishonorable death, because that nigga want to go up against YAHAWASHI, even after he was told not to. That's a dishonorable death, man. Give me Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3. Start at 1.
Wisdom of Solomon 3:1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and there shall no torment touch them.
No torment touch them. Keep going.
In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and their departure is taken for
In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die. We read Revelations chapter 20, verse 4, where they were beheaded for YAHAWASHI in the word of the Most High.
Yep.
That looks like a gruesome death right there. Keep going.
Yep. And it says, in the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and it was taken for misery. So you see a lot of people die, and they lament over it. You know, they're sad over it. You know, but when you read on, it says, and they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. So when you die, you go back to the spiritual world, and your soul, you know, your spirit goes back to the Father, man, and you be in peace, man. You're no longer in the flesh. You no longer are bound to this death body. All right.
And to think about that too. We brought out the account of Stephen. He went out in peace. Well, who's to say that he felt those stones? He was in the spirit. Who's to say we feel our head getting chopped off? Who's to say we feel them bullets getting blown in our head or getting shot in a firing line by some M16s full auto? Who's to say we feel that?
Right.
If we're in the spirit, it's going to be a peaceful transition.
Yep.
To them, it may look gruesome. It may look destructive to the unwise. But we're in peace the entire time. Because the scriptures talk about death is esteemed to the sinners, man.
Yep.
I think in Corinthians, death is esteemed. But to the righteous, pretty much, the righteous are going to overcome death.
That's right.
We're going to have victory over death, man.
That's right.
If you want to experiment.
For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet their hope is full of immortality. So that's what our hope is in, you know. We have hope in that the Most High is gonna raise us up and give us immortal life, man, and give us new bodies. Okay, so you know, death. We don't fear death, man. All right, because you know the scriptures say, don't fear him that is able to put the body to death. I'm just roughly paraphrasing, but him that is able to destroy the body and soul. Okay, so you know. We don't fear Esau. We don't fear what he can do, because Esau so-called, which is the so-called white man, he has all the power. He has all the guns. He has all the technology to put us to death. But we're not afraid of that, because our fear is in the Heavenly Father, who actually, you know, has order over the so-called white man. So he ordains the so-called white man to do certain things. Okay. All right. And it says, and having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. So there's a reward for that. For the Most High proved them and found them worthy for himself. All right, so he took them, you know, he found these men worthy, and he took them back to the spiritual world. Yeah. I got another precept.
While he's getting that precept, I just want to say, you know, you gotta, when you're in this thing, man, you really gotta think about it. Death is, it's an actual thing. You know what I'm saying? Your life might get taken for being in this truth.
Yes.
It's real.
That's a reality that we have to face. All right, you know, you or your loved ones could die. You know, that's one of the hardest things to swallow, especially when you're doing this truth, is that you could be put to death for this thing. But yeah,
give your body as a living sacrifice, man. YAHAWASHI did it. What makes you think that you know? He told two of the disciples, "You shall drink of this cup." Yep. He told John that, and what did John do? He got hemmed up in the island of Patmos. You know, James, I think, got killed by King Herod. They drank of that cup. Go ahead.
Matthew 10:22, and you shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. But when they persecute you in this city, flee you to another, for verily I say unto you, you shall not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come. So, you know, we're basically gonna be pushing this truth. All right, Lord willing, we endure it. We keep doing this thing, but the Lord said to just keep doing it. Don't worry about, you know, men persecuting you. That just comes along with it. You know, men threatening you. All right, men, trying to basically put fear in your heart. You know, and that doesn't move us because our fear is in the Most High. All right, and this is 2nd Ezra 2:47. So, and we'll close with this. So he answered and said unto me, "It is the Son of the Most High, whom they have confessed in the world." Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. So, hey man, you know, the many of the elect, they're gonna stand stiffly, man, and they're not gonna be moved. All right, they're not gonna be tempted by Satan. Okay, they're not gonna, you know, let this be. They're not gonna give in to this beast system. All right, which is Esau's system. They're just not gonna give in because we're gonna stand stiffly and not waver. Okay, and just be solid in the faith. All right, so you know, with that, give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Lord willing, you brothers were edified, and Shalom.
Shalom.